We are starting with our dressing, and what a nice dressing this is going to be because it is vinegar based, a nice rice wine vinegar, and lemon juice and some Dijon, which is going to give it a really nice little bite to it. Okay, so I'm starting with 3 tablespoons of rice vinegar or rice wine vinegar, same thing. And then right away we have to juice a lemon, and this is a seedless lemon, which I really like because I don't have to strain it and I don't mind the little bit of pulp that comes with it. I'm going for 2 tablespoons here. My guess is with this 1 lemon I'm going to get more than that, but you can never have enough lemon juice on hand. Okay, 2 tablespoons. Perfect. Add that to the vinegar and more for later. From there we need a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Let's bring that back over here now. I'm going to be pretty generous with that. That in. And then we're going to add some shallot. I love shallot. It's a nice, strong, oniony flavor. Didn't quite get all of my Dijon. This is a really large shallot, so I'm going to use half of it, I think. I like that strong flavor, but I don't want it to be too oniony. And I just cut it in half and then half again, almost to the stem. Now I'm making some small cuts, and this is just going to help me get to my finely minced state. Now this is a dressing that I wouldn't emulsify. I really do want these little pieces of shallot mixing around in the salad, so I would not take out my immersion blender for this one. And I can really smell the oniony smell. It's great. And just to make sure I've got a nice mince, I'm going to run my knife through a few times. They love to stick to the blade. Look at that, that's beautiful. Okay, in that goes. And then last but not least, we're gonna add a little salt to this. When we finish the salad and plate it, we're gonna put cracked pepper on top of it, coarsely ground black pepper, and that's gonna be enough of that. So we're not putting any pepper into the dressing. And then a half a teaspoon of kosher salt. Okay, and this is the bowl that we're going to mix the whole salad in, so we're ready to go with the dressing. It's already sitting there. I'm going to get set up for my zucchini, and I'll be right back. And it's back, my trusty spiralizer. Okay, what we're going to do is our zucchini first. These are a type of summer squash. Actually, these are really shaped more like a summer squash with the kind of bulb end than a typical zucchini, which is straighter. So maybe this is a green summer squash, doesn't matter, they're pretty much the same thing. Cut that into a manageable piece. Okay, let's start spiralizing. Now what I like to do with this, because I don't like these strands to be full length, they're just too long, is just take a pair of scissors every once in a while. Remembering this is a salad, so we don't want them to be too long. We want that nice look to them, but we also want to make sure that we can actually get them into our mouth when we're trying to eat them. Now when you're spiralizing on the side, you frequently end up with these little tiny pieces like this, and sometimes they're just peel. And if they're just peel, you want to get rid of them. Down to there. I'm looking for 2 cups, and I think this whole zucchini is going to give me about that. Okay, that looks like a little more than a cup. When they get this kind of curve, it always gets a little interesting. I think I'm going to just cut it in half again, just to make it a little easier on myself. Okay. One way or another, it always seems to work. There we go. Now we have our 2 cups, and that looks great. And let's just go ahead and toss that right in here. Get rid of that whisk. And I think that looks like enough, so this little last piece I'm going to save for something else. Just want to make sure that I have enough dressing to coat this properly. And we're not cooking this zucchini because the vinegar and the lemon juice, the acid in those 2 things is going to work on this and give it a kind of a cooked quality, but it's going to maintain its crunch, which is what I really like about it. Okay, again, here we go. Start with the bigger end. It's a little more rewarding. We'll get some done. And this is going to be so pretty because it's got 2 colors going on, kind of the same texture in terms of the summer squash, but a little variety in color is always nice. And this one is a little smaller, so we will do the whole squash. But again, I'm going to cut it because of the difference in the diameter. I'll be able to position it better. And if you don't want to bother with the scissors with this, you can just tear it too. It works just as well. Okay, one last little piece. We are set. Okay, now in this goes, I see I have a couple of little small pieces, and what is stuck in here is all peels, so I'm going to get rid of those. Okay, let me give that a little toss, just to start the process of it kind of macerating a little bit. But it doesn't get soggy. It does give it a little bit of a cooked quality, but it does not get too far along. It maintains some crispness, which I really like. So you can do this a couple of hours ahead and it's fine. Okay, let me clean this up and we'll move on to cherry tomatoes. I found these little cherry tomatoes at Costco. Actually, a friend of mine found them and I went and bought some. It's not tomato season here yet. We have been waiting, but not quite there. So it's nice to be able to get some tomatoes in the spring, possibly in the winter, that are actually good, and these are definitely good. They come like this on these little vines. I'm going to use that for a garnish. Aren't they cute? And this is about 2 cups. I'm guessing a bit, but I'll be quite close. They have a nice, sweet, poppy flavor to them. Just delicious. Okay. And then again, once I get this last one done, I am going to give it a little toss just to get it working with the dressing. Now the dressing is green. The whole dish is green, and the reason is no oil. And you will find out that you don't need it because this is great without it. Okay, now we are on to the herbs. Let me set that here. I have some beautiful bunches of herbs from the farmer's market. Look at that. I need only 2 tablespoons, and I like doing those in my mezzaluna. Look at some of these leaves are huge. So we'll use them. I'm going to chop them up. I need 2 tablespoons. One more, and I think I'll be close. And then also, I need mint. But let's do the basil first. Here, so we want this roughly chopped. What I'm going to do is take my knife, just give it a head start here. I rolled it so I could cut it into a chiffonade, and then I'll give it some rough cuts like that. Even if I'm not using my Mezzaluna blade, I absolutely love this board because all of my herbs stay put, which I really love. They're not flying all over the place and it's not messing up my regular board. Okay, I am going to take this and give it just a little final go through, so I have some consistent texture in this chopping. Okay, and that is a generous 2 tablespoons of aromatic basil. And now let's go on to the mint. Basil and mint, one of my favorite combinations. These leaves are smaller. Some larger ones though to work with. These are grown hydroponically and they are absolutely beautiful. Let's take those 2 leaves and we'll get rid of the stem. So what I like to do with these is store them in Ziploc bags, open Ziploc bag. I rinse them, I dry them completely, put them in a Ziploc bag with a dry paper towel to help absorb some of the moisture. Then I roll it up without actually sealing it and store it in my bin in the refrigerator. And they keep very nicely, but the key is they need to be dry. If they're damp at all, they will absolutely start to go really quickly, just like basil. Okay, that looks like more than enough. And this one, I'm just going to go ahead and use this to chop them. What an amazing fresh smell. Truly smells like spring. And it makes me think of having a mojito. Okay, there we go. In that goes. Let's toss that. Isn't that gorgeous? So the dressing kind of hangs out on the bottom, which is fine. You want to just kind of keep moving it around so everything gets coated. And as I said, can you make this ahead of time? And yes, you can. A couple of hours and it will be fine. And actually chilling it down a little bit is a nice idea. Let me just get rid of this for plating so we have a nice background. Okay. A little bit of mint on my plate. There we go. Okay. And as I said, we're going to finish this with black pepper. With all those herbs, it has almost a kind of spaghetti tabbouleh kind of look to it. And I want to make sure that I get a good variation in color between the yellow and the green. And plenty of tomato. Great. Okay, now my black pepper. How pretty that looks. And then I'm just going to set these little guys right on the side. There you have it. Isn't that beautiful? I hope you enjoy making my summer squash salad. Share it with your friends. Please let me know how it goes and take care.